Hello and welcome to today's live lesson. Sorry, I'm just a little bit late. Just had a little bit of a technical problem trying to set up, but that problem is no longer. Hope you're all doing well. And I hope you enjoyed your first day back at AM. Hope you enjoyed your lessons, your actual physical lessons today. For those of you who had a physical lesson, I know some of you still had your Zoom lesson, your online lesson, and I hope you had a. I hope that was good. I hope you enjoyed your Zoom lesson. But for those of you who came to the school today, it was great to see so many of you. And it was lovely to see all of you back as well. I'm actually trying to look for the video that this video, and I can't find it. Why does it not come up in my feed? I want to share it. I want everyone to see that this lesson is actually here. It's happening. So we have Leondina. Hi, Leondina. Welcome to today's lesson. Sandra as well. Arena, you as well. Evelina as well. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Lovely to see you. And Alejandra. Hello, Alejandra. Good morning. I hope you enjoyed. I know I saw you this morning. I remember. Hope you enjoyed your morning lesson. I think I saw a few of you actually this morning, which was nice to see. In different classrooms. So that was nice. I'm still trying to find, I'm glad that you guys have found the video, because I can't find the video on my thing. It doesn't come up for me. Well, okay, well, I'm going to keep on refreshing on my phone until I actually find this live video so I can share it. Okay, guys, so today's lesson. It's going to be on how to use will. Now, here I'm talking about the modal verb will. And so I'm sure all of you by now who's watching that I can see will have at some point seen will, and you probably have an idea of how to use will. If you're at a low level, you might have seen will just as a future simple, which we will look at. But will doesn't always have to be used in the future. Will can be used to talk about a present as well. And it's important to know when we are using will in the future and will in the present, because there's a difference. And it also plays a difference. We also have to think of the negative as well. And I know that with the negative, you often have a problem. Well, not you as in you. I mean, as students. I know some students sometimes have a problem with the pronunciation of the negative between won't and the verb want. So we will look at all that today. And so let's get into it. I still can't find the video on my YouTube links. I'm glad that you guys have found it though. Okay, so let's begin. And I'll try and find this video later. I mean, look, the fact that you guys have found it means people can find it. I don't know why I can't find it though. Okay, so will. Now, let's start off with making sure we understand the basics, okay? Will, obviously, is the positive, and won't, or will, you've got will not, and the shortened version is won't. Now, this pronunciation, now I know plenty of you might, like I said, some students confuse the pronunciation of won't and want. So here I'm just going to pronunciation. I'm just going to question the actual pronunciation so you can hear the difference. Good afternoon, dear teacher. Stefano, welcome to today's lesson. Lovely to see you. Now, to help you guys, because I'm not there in a physical class with you with a board, I'm going to do some word sounding association, okay? So let's start off with want, because that's the easier pronunciation. Want. What is this vowel sound in want, okay? It's the same sound as the vowel in on. Oh, okay, oh. Same as orange. So want, on, orange. You can see, yes, it is spelt with an A, but the pronunciation is not a. It's not want. It is want. So you've got want, orange. You have olive. It's the O sound, okay? O. So that's want, want, want. Okay. Now, what is the difference with the next one? Won't. Okay. Here, this is a long O sound. Okay. So this is O. No. So. Hello. That is the O sound, and the O sound is in won't. So that is the difference in sound. Want is a short O, and O is a long O. And won't, O in won't is a long sound. It's won't. It's the same sound that you can find in phone, for example, or home. Alone. It's the O sound. So that is important to know. Now, sometimes it helps. I know it's not something that you guys all know, but I will show you anyway, okay? And that is what does O look like as a sound when we write in English? This is the sound, okay? So this is the sound of O, okay? O. There's the schwa there. There's this and oo. You've got oo, oo. And when you put and oo together, o, 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 o. Sometimes it helps if you speak like the Queen. It's easy to speak like the Queen. What you need to do is you need to smile and don't open your mouth very much. And try to smile and just say no, like no, no, or say oh, oh, I won't, won't, won't. You look strange, I know, but that is how you get the sound. Smile, don't open your lips very much, and just go, oh, phone, no, won't. So that is how you get the O sound. I know you guys can say, I know many of you can say want. Want is a much easier sound, but that is the difference, and it's important to know the difference. Okay, so the next thing that we need to look at, which is important, what is a future simple when we use will, and when we use will in the present, what are our examples? And that's important to know. First of all, a future simple. I will go to the beach after this lesson. I am actually going to go to the beach after the lesson. That is definitely a future simple for me. It's such a hot day that after this lesson, I will go to the beach. Now, will obviously means, in this case, this is a future, okay? Now, some people think you are taught a future simple, but I should tell you guys something. In English, technically, there's no actual future, there's no actual future tense in the same way as we have past or present tense. The future tense is what we say it is, but technically it isn't. For those of you who want to know the technical term, will is just a future modal verb. The reason being is that we talk about the future with modal verbs. You see, we can still talk about the future with other modal verbs. I can say, I might go to the beach after this lesson. The difference is will is strong, might is weak. Might is 40 or 50%, will is maybe 90%. So what we have to talk about is the fact that this will in this sentence, in what we teach as the future simple, is what we use just to talk about the future. And that's what it is. Now, the negative obviously is won't, such as I won't go to the beach after the lesson. So this is now a negative. This is a future that won't happen. And that's the future. Now, what about the present? How can I use this in the present? Okay, I'm going to give you a very simple example. You are at a bar, okay? You are at a bar in Slimmer, for example, and you want a drink. The barman, the bar lady, the person serving you asks you, what can I get you? Okay, so or what would you like to drink? That is the question. You can answer the abbreviation I'll or I will. I'll have a beer, please. That is an example of using will in the present. So it has the structure of a future simple in terms of what we would teach you. But, and this is very important, the time is present. I'm talking about the present. What can I get you? I will have a beer, please. Because you want a beer in the present. So although you will be taught that is a future simple in terms of its grammatical structure, it's actually talking about the present. Another example, okay, of how you can use this in the present is, for example, you are talking, okay, it's you, your mother, and your sister or brother, okay? And you have an argument. Your mother says to you, can you talk to your sister because she won't listen to me? This is another example of how you can use won't, will, the modal verb will, to talk about something in the present. In this case, this is an action that cannot happen. Now, I wouldn't say, can you talk to your sister because she cannot talk to me? That would have a very different meaning. That means she physically cannot talk to me because we're not in the same room, or the mobile phone doesn't work. Can and cannot is talking about an ability, for example, with technology or physical presence. Will and won't is now talking about the relationship between you and another person. Again, another example is, let's see. Let me talk to her. She'll listen to me. Meaning, my relationship with this person works where I know I can talk to her and she will listen to me. Again, this is saying that this is an ability of a relationship, not a physical ability of the mobile phone or being in the same room. And this is really important. Again, just to show you one more example of this, we can say, Going back to the restaurant example, what can I get you? And you can answer, okay, I won't have I won't have the pineapple, but I will have the pizza with ham on top. Again, this is another example. I probably should have put this example earlier on, but this is another example of how you can use won't and will in to talk about something in the present. And the thing you need to think about here is, and this goes for any type of grammar you learn when it's the present or future. You will learn the present simple, the present continuous. You will learn the future simple. You will learn the future continuous. And it works. It's very good. But when you learn your modal verbs, you need to think and you need to learn how the modal verb can change the time of the sentence. For example, if we use the present continuous, such as I'm going to Spain next week, yes, this is a present continuous. Okay. And it's got present in the title, but we can see that the time of the actual sentence, okay, the time it's talking about a future time, okay, a future action. This is the same with the modal verb will. So you might make what grammatically looks like a future simple. But the time of the lesson, but the time of the action or of the situation is present, okay? So that is an important thing to learn. And it's the same in the same with so many other modal verbs. Might is another example. Now, might can be used to talk about the past. Might can be used to talk about the present. Might can be talked about the future. If you would like me to do a lesson on might, click the like button, and I will make sure that next week I will do a lesson on might, because might can be used in to talk about present, past, and future. I can see people liking, so I will do that next week. And if I don't, remind me. Okay, so now let's have an activity. I am now going to write a sentence, and you guys need to tell me if you think the sentence is, first of all, you can tell me if you think don't worry about it being a future simple, okay? What you need to tell me is if the time of the sentence is talking about the future or the present. So, for example, if I write, I will go to Spain next week. I don't know why I always use Spain as an example. I think it's just an easy word to say. So if I write, I will go to Spain next week, you will write future. Or you can just put F. If I say, I will have a beer, please, you will write present or P. And that is the activity. So let's begin. Okay, so the first one, she won't go to school tomorrow because she is sick. What do you guys think? Sandra says future. Paolo says future. Okay, let's see. Can we get a third one in here? Can we get a third person? Yes, we've got Leondino. Well done. It is future. Good. Well done. Next one. Well done, Alejandro. Well done, Stefano. And then after this, I'm going to ask you to give me your own examples. Next one. I'll have the... Ooh, no, that's terrible English. What did I just write? I can't have the and next to each other. Terrible. I'll have a Big Mac, please. This, of course, is talking about McDonald's and a type of burger called Big Mac. I don't know what it is in other languages. I know in French it's Le Big Mac, I think. Sandra says P, so present. Do you guys agree? Stefano agrees. Leondino agrees. Arena agrees. Paolo agrees. Alejandro agrees. Everyone agrees. Excellent. Right, we're off to a good start. Now, let's look at the next one. Well done, Evelina. I won't go to school today. So here, what we need to think about, guys, is the time marker. The time reference. That will tell you if I am talking about present or future. Stefano thinks future. Alejandro thinks it's future. I can think. I think lots of people are thinking carefully about this one. Leondina says it's future. Evelina says future. Okay, guys. The answer here is... Now, context does matter, of course. Depends how earlier on in the day it is. Sandra says peach. So Sandra's the only one who's gone for the present. And because of the time marker today, this is actually talking about the present, today. I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about today. I won't go to school today. I won't go to work today. I'm sick. You're talking about the present. The time, yes, it's a future simple, but the time is the present. And the key thing there is today. It's the present. It's now. I mean, that's the sentence you would say if you're ringing up and say, look, I won't go to school today. I won't go to work today, for example. Usually, though, if you can't, usually you're more likely to use can't, really. Alejandro says, is a future immediately? Okay, I see what you mean. Where is the line between future and present? Okay. Now, it does depend on context, obviously. But generally speaking, your time marker is going to make a difference. For instance, if I use the word today and I am already today, it's today, then this sounds like it's going to be present. There's a clear distinction. If I use tomorrow, it's definitely going to be future. Now, what about immediate future? And that's your question, really. Can I think of some examples? Okay, if it's immediately, let's say, if we take, for example, I'll have a beer, please. Okay, so in this case, it's a request. You don't have a beer in that moment, but it's in the immediate future, you will have a beer. So there is a short time, so there is a time frame, and it depends on the context. If it's something like a request, like I'll have a beer, please, it means that, okay, you are soon going to have a beer, you're at the bar, this is a present situation. If it's the day, like I won't go to work today, or for example, this is another example of, okay, you are in that day already. So because you're in that day, that's the present. So that's why the time maker is for the present. when can it start talking about the future? For example, if you don't know the future, let's say the future has not happened yet, and you don't have control over the future, like you're watching a football match, and it's half time, and Colombia are losing to Brazil, and you might tell your friend Colombia won't win this. That's a prediction of the future because there's still 45 minutes of game time to play. So Stefano says, why a present? Imagine I'm talking to a friend of mine at 7 a.m. Okay. And I say to him, I am not going to school today. Isn't it a future action? Okay, see what you mean, because you're using the present continuous and you've been taught, yes, it's talking about a future action. Okay. Look, I think that's a good question. Yes, you are talking about a future action. However, and this is an important factor to talk about here, though you are talking about a future action, you are still talking about the present of the day. So I would say the big distinction, the big difference you need to make is whether you're talking about a single action or that is going to happen at some point, or if your time is talking about the day. And that's why today is quite a big thing. It's not the same as saying, I'm not going to go in at 10 o'clock, but I'm going to go in at 4 o'clock, for example. There you're talking about specific future times. But when it's general for the day and it's the start of the day, that still is the time-wise the present. And this is why it can be a little bit confusing. But let me give you I tell you what, I'm going to give you a few more examples, and let's see how we do this. Okay, how you guys can get this. But the important thing I want to make very, very clear is, yes, saying I won't go to school today is a future simple, granted. But you've got the time marker today. You are already at the start of your day. That is why the time of that sentence is talking about the present, because it includes the present. Very important distinction. Let's go again with another one. Okay. I should tell you guys, by the way, that sort of thing is something that teachers can also have an argument about. Is it correct? I will put the coat now. I will put the coat now. Oh, I will put the coat on now. Oh, okay, yeah. If you say I will put the coat on now, and you have the coat in your hand, Alejandra, then yes, you're talking about the present, because this is an immediate action. I will now put on the coat. I will wear the coat now. Oh, yes, yes. If you are going to wear the coat, you can put on, by the way. Put on is the same as wear. Don't worry, it has a similar meaning. But if you have the coat in your hand and you say, I will now wear the coat, that is talking about the immediate present. So yes, time-wise, yes, that will be present. It's still a future simple, but your will is talking about the present. It's not the same as saying, I will wear the coat later. So what about this, guys? Gosh, no wonder you guys haven't answered yet. I put down two theirs. That's silly of me. So let me rewrite this sentence again. The computer won't work. What about this one? The computer won't work. Do you think this is talking about something time-wise future or time-wise present? What do you think? Evelina says future. Let's see if other people agree with you. Do your fellow students agree? Leondina says present. Paolo says present. Stefano, to sum up, I won't go to school today. Present. I won't go to school tomorrow. Future. Stefano. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it in terms of time, not in terms of grammar, obviously, but in terms of the time. What does won't refer to? Present or future? Yes. And that is because of the time marker. It's so important. The time mark, if you use a time marker in your sentence, it really changes, it just changes so many things about the time. That's why if I say, I won't go to school now, but I will go later, we can play around with it. So that you've got to think really carefully about the time marker. It makes a massive difference. Sandra says future. Okay, we're kind of divided on this one. The computer won't work. Evelina says future. Leondina says present. Paolo says present. Sandra says future. What about Alejandro or Stefano? Do you guys want to come in? Maybe Irina. Yeah, maybe Irina. Would you like to come in? What do you guys think about this one? Future or present? Okay, Stefano's come in with future. Alejandra's come in with present. Ah, it's finally popped up on my YouTube feed as well. Excellent. I can now share the video. Well, guys, this is an interesting one. We are quite split on this one. We're divided. So let's see. Oh, and Irina has come in with future. Okay, guys. The answer is present. The TV won't work. Now, here I don't have a time marker. Fair enough. You might say, Richard, but there's no time marker. This is really confusing. Yeah, there's no time marker in this one. But this is what I am now saying when I use won't with technology. And will and won't is an important one to know when it comes with technology. It means I am trying and it's not working. So I've got two options. I can either say it's not working or I'm saying it won't work. But when I say it won't work, I'm saying that there's something wrong. Maybe it's broken. There is a problem, but it won't work. I am trying now. I'm trying to turn the TV on. I'm trying to turn my computer on, and it won't. The action won't happen. And that's what we're saying. The action won't happen. Meaning in the present, for whatever reason, it is impossible. So that is why we use it with technology. For instance, the lights won't come on because there's an electrical problem. You won't get internet because we don't have any. For example, you could say, can I use can't? In some cases, you might be able to use it. But when it comes to technology, if technology isn't working, it won't. Think of it this way. I'm going to write that down. If technology isn't working, then the modal verb is won't. So the TV won't work. The laptop won't work. It won't come on. That's another one. Zoom won't work for me. That's another one you can say. For instance, Zoom won't work for me. I don't know why. Okay, let's try again with another one. Okay, if you try now, the TV will come on. This is a first conditional. The time marker is now. So that should tell you if you're talking about the future or the present. Again, it's talking about your relationship with technology as well. And it's to do with now. So Sandra's come in with present. Leondina has come in with present as well. Let's see if anyone else would like to come in. Evelina, present. Stefano, present. Okay, good. Yes, guys, you are correct. It is now. It is the present. If you try now, the TV will come on. Good. Excellent. Alejandro. Ooh, good. P as well. Now, let me throw in another one. Now, let's see how you guys do with this one. I'm going to walk you through it. The wine won't go well with this, but it will go nicely. Oh gosh, wait a minute. No, I forgot a really important word. Cheese. That's what I forgot. Can't forget cheese. Won't go well with this cheese, but it will go nicely with this one. Okay, the wine won't go well with this cheese, meaning it won't taste good with this cheese, but it will go nicely, meaning it will go well with this one. One, in case, now I know some of you will understand what one means, but in case you haven't been taught this yet, one is talking about cheese here, okay? Stefano, Leondina, Sandra have come in very quickly with P, present. Paolo also agrees it's present. The wine won't go well with this cheese, which is in front of us. I've got the wine, I have the cheese in front of me, but it will go nicely with this one. Evelina and Alejandro, okay, excellent, guys. I'm really happy you got this one right. It is present because, of course, you're talking about food in front of you. You know if things taste good together or not. Again, you are going to use the modal verb will or won't when you're talking about flavor and food. So although you are, again, on paper, you might be saying this is a future continuous, no, future simple structure, it's actually, you're talking about the present. So guys, really good. Okay, let's go with one more. Let's go with one more, okay? Alejandro says, in questions, how can we use? Okay, how can you use will or won't in a question? I think that's a really good question. Sure. Okay. I'll give you an example between future and present as well. Okay, in terms of time. Okay, so future, will you go to school tomorrow? Okay, so that's obviously talking about future. We would always use the question positively, though, will, usually. You can use the negative, but I don't want to encourage you guys to start trying to create a negative question. Well, yeah, okay, I'll give you an example. It's just not used very often, but you can do it. Stefano says, if I say I usually wake up at 7 in the morning, I'll have breakfast at 8, then I'll get to school. Is this present too? Oh, I see what you mean time-wise. Well, you're talking about a a routine, a daily routine. And this is a routine that you probably are already doing in the present. So in a weird way, you are talking about both the present and the future. Because first of all, you've got, I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. I'll have breakfast. You're talking about something that you already do in the present, but you're also saying this is something that you will continue into the future as well. So this is quite a remarkable one, whereby it's both present and future. You're talking about the present time, yes, but you're talking about a future time because this is an action of repetitiveness. So it will continue into the future. But if you had to, so yes, it's both present and future. That's quite remarkable, actually, yes. I think the most, okay, we've got two ways of doing this. First one, okay, if you were to create a negative question, you could say, won't, you have to get the intonation right. So, won't you come to the party? Okay, this is a weird, this is a thing. Won't you come to the party? You're kind of asking, can you come to the party, please, with this? But I don't want to necessarily encourage this type of question form. You can use it, but you've got to get the intonation right. And this is only the sort of thing I would say you begin to learn at a much higher stage at times. You've got to really get your intonation right with this, because the easier way of asking this, maybe you might ask, why won't you do something? For instance, why won't you come to the party? But if you do use this, okay, won't, if you do start your question with won't, you are actually saying, please come to the party. You have to get the intonation right. There's like, oh, won't you come to the party? Won't you come to the party? You've got to go up at the end of the question, party. Won't you? You've got to go up. You're showing almost disappointment that that they won't come to the party for whatever reason. So you're saying, oh, won't you come to the party? Means, can you come to the party? I'm disappointed you're not going to come to the party. In terms of the party, that could be present or future. It depends. Is the party happening now, or is the party happening later? So that plays around with things there. Okay, guys. So this brings us to the end of the lesson. If you've enjoyed this lesson, smash a like on the video, meaning like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and share this, share the live lessons with friends who you know might find it difficult at the moment learning English because of coronavirus. Maybe share it with people as well who you know are interested in learning English in the future. Like I said, I'm going to continue giving these lessons in the afternoon through July and August, and then we'll see afterwards. I mean, there's a possibility of continuing it even after summer. We'll see how things go, I think. Yeah, excellent, guys. So really well done today. If you want to, look, feel free to ask me more questions regarding this. Practice this with your teachers. I should say, by the way, teachers will have arguments over language about anything, and it's really funny to see teachers argue over language, because there's lots of things that teachers will always find a reason to question, really. But feel free to ask your teachers. If you are looking at the future, for example, feel free to ask them about using won't or will in the present, for example, future. I would say, but it will make a difference regarding the level, because if you ask this sort of question at pre-intermediate or elementary, the teacher probably won't want to answer it because it's above elementary and pre-intermediate. So for those of you who are elementary or pre-intermediate, well done today. You've done a really, really, really good job, because this is not easy. If you are an intermediate or upper intermediate student, especially upper intermediate student, you can then ask these sort of questions, and the teacher will more like, if you're doing the future, and the teacher will be probably more likely answer you, try and help you out. Stefano says, good stuff for advanced English today. Thanks, dear teacher. You're welcome, Stefano. Evelina, you as well. Thank you for watching. To everyone who's written in the live chat today, there have been lots of you: Evelina, Stefano, Alejandra, Paolo, Sandra, Leondina. I think I'm missing a few people. Both Arenas. We've got Irina and Irina, I think. Where's Irina? I thought I saw Irina at one point. Yes, Irina as well. Thank you very much. You're welcome. You're welcome, Evelina, Stefano. You're welcome, Leondina, Sandra as well. Irina, thank you very much. That's a lovely comment. And thank you very much, Paolo. So, guys, thank you very much. I will be back tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock. What am I teaching you? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. What am I teaching you tomorrow? Thursday, isn't it? Thursday, it's syllable stress, pronunciation. Okay, so tomorrow there's more pronunciation, a little bit of pronunciation. Marcos, thank you very much for watching. Okay, guys, so to all of you, thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I will be at the school tomorrow morning. I'm going to do a bit of filming, showing. I wanted to try and capture some footage of students returning to school. So if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to do so. Thank you so much. And if you think of any questions afterwards, come onto the YouTube channel, come to this video, for example, just write a question, and I will do my best to get around to answering the question for you. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Or in the morning at AM Language. Great. Thank you very much, guys. Well done, and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.